Nice to see you. Nice to meet you, dear Mr. Wonderful. Of course, the CDU's position is really, really important for us. You know that the new elections are coming in Germany. Of course, we need to know each other. We would like to know what is position of your party, what is position of Mr. Merz, and so how do you plan to work with us with as in February? I know that it's a long time, of course, but now we are also interested to understand what is your opinion, what is your feeling.
Okay, thank you so much. Our election day is the 23rd of February.
Yeah.
So, and if that works well for us, and as far as it is foreseeable in a democracy, Mr. Merz will be the next Chancellor of Germany. We are leading in all polls with more than 30%, double the number than Social Democrats, with Scholz again as their candidate, and the Greens have. So everything looks fine for us. But the new government will only be in charge, I assume, by May latest, perhaps a little bit earlier, but in Germany we need negotiations about a coalition, either between us and the Social Democrats or the Greens. I don't know that per now, but both is possible. It's a little bit more higher probability that we have a coalition with the Social Democrats. But you never know what's happening in the politics. So that's the framework for all of it. We know what is at stake in Ukraine. We have the absolute clearness and political will to let you not lose this war, or in other words, to let you win. We have requested, of course, to lift the restrictions on the arms we deliver to you. But the position of Chancellor Scholz is a different one. Political idea and the move Mr. Merz wants to make is that we together, you and us, come into a position that we set conditions for Putin, telling him, so if you don't stop, Germany will change its position and will hand over more military possibilities to Ukraine. The second political idea Mr. Merz has publicly announced is that we should create a kind of European initiative, a contact group, or however you call it, with our core European friends. And Mr. Merz is in a very close touch already with the French president and with Donald Tusk as well, so that we have really, besides of course the very necessary support you and we receive from the United States, which I hope will not change with Mr. Trump taking over the presidency.
Hope so.
So that we have really a European initiative, a European branch for your support, for your political support, so that we not only look over the ocean to Washington, what's going on there, but also are able to take actions by ourselves. So that is the second political idea.
The analysis is not are not so good for us. We know that the position of Mr. Scholz, but how do you think could his position be changed and about Taurus and another missiles regarding Ukraine before the new government would launch?
I don't expect that, because he has made this very position of him to a core of his campaign in the with regard to our elections on 23rd of February. So he is in a way building a picture of himself as being the peace chancellor, who is preventing this war to become escalated and to really get Germany part of the war. This is how the way he frames it here in Germany. Unfortunately, this is a very, very bad situation. But I don't expect that politically Scholz is able to change his position, especially on Taurus, but also on the question whether to lift the restrictions on our weapons. That is unfortunately the situation.
It means that we will not receive Taurus at least until May.
As far as foreseeable, yes, it's the sober answer. Yeah, that's the situation. That's the situation.
It's bad, of course, for us. And
I know. We've been fighting for this question for years and for months together, really with the other two coalition partners of Mr. Scholz, the Greens and the FDP. You know, the position of the former head of our defense committee, Ms. Strack-Zimmermann, who now changed to the European Parliament. But nobody was able to convince Mr. Scholz, and the liberals until this autumn were not ready to leave the coalition. So there was no real pressure on him. So they let him do his way and let him through with his weak position, which is absolutely wrong. But you cannot expect to receive Taurus before May.
I understand, but you can prepare Taurus because
we can do a lot. We're going to prepare everything for the situation when we take over government. We can politically prepare everything. Our position is clear, but we are only able to act when we are in power. So
but of course, But of course, your specialists already work for some other missiles in Ukraine now, and they already helped us. Some military officers, and they already helped us with the operation with the Crimean Bridge, as you know. Of course, and it's really important because you know the Crimean Bridge is one of the most important targets.
Yes, I know that.
So would it be possible to reach some targets in Moscow if they will hit our buildings in Kyiv? So what is your position? Is it possible to discuss it?
Possible, of course, it is possible, but nobody knows how the situation is in May. And of course, we are also looking to Washington, what's going to happen there after the 20th of January with the new administration. Our position for the very short time is, and I think one should not underestimate that we try to bring together our European partners here, France as well as Poland, and then of course others as well, to a common position next to you. And I think that is not only important for Mr. Putin to learn that we are together and closer together than we are today, because today Mr. Scholz brought these neighbors, these allies of us, alienated them in a way, especially Poland. We want to bring them together to a common position, which of course we commonly have to formulate then. But it is not only a sign for Putin, but also a sign for Mr. Trump that he can see that the Europeans stick together, have a common position next to Ukraine, and that hopefully will also influence his policy on Ukraine and confirm that the United States stay with you. So that is a thing we would like to really bring forward in the next time.
And what do you think about some thoughts of President Macron when he said that we do not accept that military contingent could be in Ukraine? What about your opinion about Germany in case if could it happen?
You mean ground troops, boots on the ground? That's I think that is not possible for Germany and also for the other countries here in Europe. have German boots on the ground in Ukraine. That's by constitution for Germany a very complicated thing. First of all, so by law we are nearly hindered to do that, and the politically also to make that absolutely clear. We have the support of the German people if we say we support you with all the means we do have, financial means, military equipment, and political engagement on each and every level. There we have the vast majority behind us. But if we tell the people, okay, our soldiers are going to Ukraine and maybe die there, we will lose the support. That is the sober truth you have really to see. So that is I wouldn't say that is a real chance for the next time. But within that framework, a lot of things more can be done. So we really have criticized Mr. Scholz for being so reluctant, for being so hesitating, for going in an only German way. We supported all of this. We asked him each and every time to be quicker and to be more consequential. He should have earlier sent tanks to Ukraine. That took too long. We criticized that here. We think that you have the contracts already if it comes to IRIS-T or other air defense systems. I think you need more money, and this is possible.
No, I mean the last things that was said by Mr. Pistorius, your military minister. He said that
defense minister, yeah,
defense minister. So
yeah,
he said that it is possible to return to conscription army. So it is.
Yeah, for us personally, yes. Of conscription, we are in favor of going back to conscription. But the reality is the now active coalition didn't agree on that, and Mr. Pistorius was in favor of doing so, but he wasn't successful in convincing his own party and the coalition partners. But if we win the election, our goal is to come back to conscription in Germany. That is necessary because, however the war with Russia will end. Russia will always be an enemy for us and a danger for our European security. We know that. And we're telling the people, and this is our conviction, that the more successful you are, the safer we are. It's as simple as it is, and we know that.
Another question question was President Zelensky told me is he really concerned about the speculation in your media about that Ukraine is in charge of Nord Stream explosion. So it is really sensitive issue for us.
Yeah, we know these speculations. A survey is underway here in Germany. We don't know the results, but we have not only seen that Nord Stream 2 was destroyed, but also cables between Germany and Helsinki and between Estonia and Finland and so on. And we saw Chinese ships with Russian sailors on board. So it's all speculations per now. We cannot attribute that clearly, but I think there's a high probability that Russia and China, mostly Russia, is behind these things. But if you could, and if Mr. Zelensky, the president, could assure us that no one from Ukraine is behind the pipeline Nord Stream 2, that would really be good. That would really be good.
You know how we can prove that? I can't send a special document that we are not guilty in that. Of course, but maybe some individuals made that, but not Ukrainian government, of course, because some of our partners said that you're guilty, especially some of our Hungarian allies. They said that you are behind that. You are behind that. Some American journalists said, like Tucker Carlson said that, of course, it was Ukraine because Germany is not ready to make investigation. They did not provide anything about that. So it is said.
Yeah, it is used in that way. It is used in that way. We don't believe what Tucker Carlson or others do say. That's for true. But if you could assure us, that would really be sensible. Yeah? And if we could get some information how you are looking forward to possible negotiations with Russia. I know you have contacts with Russia. You have behind the scenes always had, which is positive, contacts to Russia. So if you could inform us a little bit what your prospects and your expectations were about the possibilities to come to a solution with Russia, that would really be of high interest for Mr. Merz.
Yeah, well, I had some contacts with Kozak. The best if you start negotiations and if you will take their side, and we will finish the war in Europe. But I see that if we have support from our allies, I think we will not give up. But the problem is that we don't have enough people, so we need to move down the age of service, military service.
Yeah,
for people.
It is now by 25, isn't it?
Yeah. So
and perhaps you are considering to decrease it to 22 or 23 or so.
Yeah, and less, of course, because some of Trump's administration said that you will never win if you have such a military age. So we don't have people in the army now.
Yeah. That's of course a problem. Yeah.
How do you think will Russia invade in your elections? So should we?
It does already. It does already. We see that they are. As far as I see, they are of course funding also some of our parties here in the political scenery, and of course they are trying also to be active not only in the with cyber attacks, but especially in the social media. You see a lot of interference from Russia, which we expect is coming from Russia or from North Korea or from China or so. So you see a lot of bots being active, which are of course contributed by Moscow. That is the indirect influence we see on our elections. But this is not an influence which is really able to change the results. So we're going to win these elections. We have really very good polls. And as far as
what
I
about
see,
AfD? What about AfD?
Yeah, AfD is now below 20%. This is, of course, more than they had in the last elections, but it is less than they were in the polls in the meantime. They were above 20%, 23, 24%. They are now below. They will never play an important role in German politics. It is a consensus with all parties that they cannot become part of any government, be it on a state level or be it on the federal level. So I think it's not a very comfortable situation for us. I would hope they were gone, but they are reality, unfortunately. But we have them, may I say so, under control, politically under control. They do not play a decisive role in the German politics.
Yeah, but they are agents of Kremlin.
Of course, they are.
So.
And they are funded by Russia. That's also clear. For me, it's clear. I have no proof.
And it's good signal. It's good signal that you closed the first Russian channel, so they can't they can't impact on your people in Germany.
Of course.
Of course, they're saying that it's a breaking of the rule of freedom of speech. They are trying to say that it's not fair. But of course.
Yeah. But we have to be consequential, and we have to be more consequential in the future against them. Yeah, because we cannot allow Moscow to really have influence here on the German politics, like perhaps in Moldova. You saw that.
Yeah.
Whilst there were presidential elections, they nearly were able to change the result in Moldova. So that may not happen in Germany, of course. But we are not stupid.
Yeah. They are providing their views on your country. So this is,
of course, they are.
It's not the same. It's not the same that Deutsche Welle.
Yeah.
It's different, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All the best to you.
I was glad
and let me know when you return, and perhaps we can have another talk.